But what do you think about the combo Choke and Shadow are playing? Fiesta and Castle. I think that doesn't really match too well.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's. Alright, you go.
I mean, you're the castle god, so you can give some insights. And we
I
see
think
this
when you
now.
play, I think when you play Castle, you kinda don't want very long waves,
No.
and you also kinda just want to survive the first 10 waves as healthy as possible, without having to overbuild too much. So fast waves and decent workers are nice. And when your mate is playing Fiesta, it's long waves, and you're forced to overbuild even harder than you already have to do
No.
with Castle. So it sounds pretty hard to pull off in my mind. But well, they can prove me wrong.
Well, I
I'm
100%
curious.
agree with this. And by the way, Adamus, you said it right? Choket should have just played Gate Guard opener and forced the snail. He did get the snail, but he didn't place the Gate Guard. So
I think it would be way better than play free bazookas, but
yeah, for sure.
I'm also happy that he is playing free bazookas because I never saw it in
I never
Fiesta.
saw it, and I think it's gonna be really awful. I mean, he's gonna have a bad wave 3, bad wave 4, and he's playing the same opener more or less, like Shadow with bazookas and suits. So they will share the same weak waves.
We all know that King Dance is a pretty hard to play against guy, and looking at his role, it's very hard to spot any weak waves, which
Yeah.
means he will always manage his lane properly and always just save until the point where he can really leak Shadow Wings and make his life hard. That's what King Dance likes to do, especially when he has a role like this. There's no weak waves.
Yeah, he really has a very nice role to have protection for almost all, I think. Maybe 6 could be a bit problematic if he does have a lot of anglers, but usually Cannon is a lot better on 6 than it should be. We do have King now going for all those anglers. Do you think he's actually gonna try and upgrade them early on and sacrifice a bit of his early push for it that he could have with the cannon, or is he actually just gonna take the 2 stacks per creep and yeah, upgrade them later?
Well, if you're asking me, he's giga trolling right now.
Yeah, I
He's
think
just giga trolling right now. I don't know what he's doing, but when you have Cannon and Infiltrator, you just place Cannon and Infiltrator on wave 3. And then you can also, if you're gonna place Anglers, you can have them on wave 4 to not shift full there, for example. But what he did right now is pretty horrible.
But he did
also
already
like
have one before, right? He did already have one angler on 2, so he wasn't not able to build an infiltrator on 3.
Yeah.
I also like that you had the speech about King Dance, how he's gonna manage all the waves. You're not gonna spot big wave, and he just go full troll.
Yeah, I mean that was questionable. I think just go maybe for the buckler even would have been the better choice, because especially this proton here is just gonna pull over so much focus on the cannon. It's not healthy for him.
You can leak small amount here. I think he's in a good spot. He leaked only half the wave a few times.
On wave 2 he was just barely holding, so that would have been perfect for him. Leaking on wave 2, that one creep would have been really insane for him.
And did he just leak on wave 3 as well, or was that Shadow?
On wave 3 as well.
Yeah, he leaked 52%. You can just click Q twice and then you see.
Yeah, okay.
He's gonna leak here, right?
He should, yeah.
Small leak, so I think that's...
And actually this time Shadow's holding, that's perfect. Like perfect hold for Shadow, covering choke. Oh, maybe not. Very
It's
close.
just pro hot. I think that's fine.
Easy bro. And look at the workers now. That's insane. Like both of them having 8 workers per 5, Cyajin still stuck on 6. But he's saving some gold here. So I don't know what he's up to build.
Let's see what King is gonna do here, because if he's not shifting for hit, he can be in big trouble on 6.
Mm-hmm. What is he doing? Okay. They both think the send is gonna be now, right? We have Saiyajin going for the Oathbreaker, King Dance is going for the Golden Buckler, that is actually gonna walk in front of the cannon, but indeed they're not getting a send on 5, but they likely get the send on 6. Especially Saiyajin not looking great there at all with a cat and 2 Oathbreakers, and King does not look too great unless he's somehow getting the Orchid, as you mentioned, Adamus.
Yeah.
I want to mention here that what Shadow and Choke are doing right now is very, very beautiful if they are going for a league now, because they are sharing a weak wave on wave 7 where they would be really vulnerable against Mimics, for example, or just a couple of Brutes. And them having a lot of pressure on King and Saya on wave 6 now, making it very good. They either undercut them and get a lot of extra gold to hold 7, or I think they are forcing a send. Or nothing at all.
Oh
Okay.
my god, what is this? I was 100% sure there's gonna be Sense on 6.
Yeah, me too. I also would like it, but...
Same. I mean, whether you just explained it perfectly, right? You could now try to undercut, but at the same time, if you try to undercut and just stretch the length of the wave because you don't get big enough leaks, well, you just gave your opponent enough time to kill you on 7. So there's positive and negative arguments to it, but I'm pretty sure that 6, especially against Saiyajin, could have worked out big.
They also probably were scared of some hits on 6, maybe, but we saw that they can do it, but of course they don't have this information. But Saiyajin is on huge value already, like 700 on 6.
Yeah. And he already does have 1 full stack cat, and he's gonna have a second one next wave.
But we're gonna see the Mimic to counter this arcane defense.
But the question is it actually a Mimic, or would have been triple, maybe 4 Brutes more efficient? 3 only. 3 Brutes and a Lizard would have been possible. Oh, damn, Joe is not looking too bad here. I mean, the cent he's gonna get is...
I think he's gonna hold it. It's just 1 bird.
Yeah, he seems to hold it. I mean, Saiyajin, he has been on 6 workers the whole time, right? So there's not that much pressure against him. And Saiyajin, who was not able to fully stack the second cat, and now the Mimic is just gonna, run it down a bit.
It's gonna be so rough for Saiyajin if he's leaking this wave. He's stayed 6 workers, big value, and he's so low on income.
Well, and he is definitely gonna leak this Mimic. There's no chance to hold, and King Dance, he's gonna struggle as well, not holding, leaking a Brute and a Cannoneer. And there's so many big creeps now.
And choke holding.
Yeah, it's
what we have to mention here is King was 1 or 2 seconds short of the Mimic, which is very unlucky for him. So he had to send Brood, Lizard, which is a much worse send, and he would also get more money from the Mimic and a bigger league. But that just happens. It's all maths, right? So happened in an unfortunate way for King and Saya now. And as Adamus said, Saya is in a pretty bad spot right now because he was low workers and he still leaked pretty hard.
And we already see Choke leaking so big against this not perfect send from King, which was the Brood and the Triple Lizard. And just imagine the Mimic, right? The Mimic is just cashing in on the Canopy, taking some Chain Fists as well, and then just letting Shadow leak even more. And now it just turned out perfectly for Shadowwings and Choke was holding, Shadowwings was leaking a bit, but they were able to manage bigger leaks on their opponents.
So Shadowwing and Jokon, are both saving. What do you think? Are they gonna send together? Then it's tricky. Looking pretty okish versus Saiyajin.
It might be an 11. Straight 11 for them. Shadowwings likes to do that, being under 100 income with Castle. I'm quite sure he's fine with it. Chokun, you already 100 income, which is usually like the mark you want to at least be. Pretend at least that's what I always take.
Yeah. The issue on 11 I see on King Dance because he already shot the bucklers and he can have like kingpins with boosted or hit, so you can
Yeah,
be
but
really
still,
strong.
kingpins have a very weak wave on 11 somehow because you really do need this damage, and as you get a big send, you might, unlucky, lose the cannon in front. So I actually could see this 11 with the Lizard Army and then just 11-13 so far. Before this wave, we didn't see the Phoenix here. They both seem to be 11-13 somehow weak, even though there's Orchids. If there's a big enough send, you can still leak it.
I think against King at the moment in this state of the game, you don't need to look for a leak against him because right now he has his Kingpin power spikes. He has great units for wave 9, 10, 11, and 12, and you can try to leak him afterwards when his power spike is over. So right now, I kinda like
10.
income sends by choke, and if they are income sending, then I would prefer to see them maybe now. The only risk that it would have is they are pretty weak on wave 12, so they either gotta decide if they need protection from wave 10 and send right now, or they are risking to get a big 12 send, which is gonna happen now in this case.
Yeah, I kind of like this 10 cent more than 11 cent because there's also 2 defensive spells, and also Joke is no need to starve. He can just pop off, and Shadowing gonna get this castle value after 10.
I really do like the sense on 10 as well. Like, especially after we had Cyatyn showing the Phoenix, I think just go for this 10. The Kingpin is not very well stacked and the cannon wasn't upgraded yet, so there has been chances to even make leaks against King, I think. So I really do like, just the option to take some gold now and maybe get some small leaks, but just not fall behind in income and just get more.
I'm not very happy with the decision because, as I said, King has his power spikes, King is holding here, and Cyatyn is leaking small, which is giving extra time for them. And this could have also been incoming King, and they would be much safer on 12 because they don't leak, and they also have more King ups, and they also have more income. And now with Lizard Army and them being able to push pretty hard for a wave 12, then this is a risky situation that they put themselves in.
I do partially agree on that, but the problem is the following. Now, Cyatyn is 100% out of the game, right? He just leaked so often, he had to stay low workers the whole time. We have Joke on You being here with Bucklers, he does have the Trinity Archer already, and there's still spells like Titan you could just value up a bit. Now, we saw he rerolled boards, we saw Shadowing starting with the Tempest, so 13 looks actually a bit better now, especially against Joke. I don't know about Shadowwings. It depends a bit on how he's committing on the Tempest, Leviathan, instead of some tanks for the Avenger.
Titan, Boar. What is Shadowing gonna pick?
Texel Laments.
I don't like it.
No. I mean, just take Titan for your Avenger, no?
Yeah, or just here. I think like it's more than 90 gold.
I'm not sure about it. I kind of like it because he wants the best possible value for wave 12, and the best possible value for him is just a lot of Tempests now, and he knows that he only has to survive on 12, then he will be ahead because he has Castle. So hero on Tempest is not really a great thing, so I don't completely disagree with the text allowance.
But don't you think it's more than 90 gold? If you put like hero on your double violet, it's a Tempest around hero.
Where is Violet?
Not the Leviathan. Sorry, like 2 Leviathans and then Tempest hero. I think it's already more than 90 gold value on 12.
I kinda don't like putting it on the Leviathan because, I mean, there's a lot of Tempests around that you're never gonna upgrade. Maybe it is more, I don't know.
But what makes you so sure that it's still gonna be a 12 cent compared to a 13 cent? Because I think Chokandu is looking so much worse on 13 than on 12 now, after you saw what has been built on wave 11. What makes you think that they're still gonna go 12?
I mean, they have been planning this already on wave 8 or 9, and King pushed full on 11, King pushed full on 12, and he just has to send at some point. LC is just dead as well on wave 13.
Yeah, I do see that point. It just felt like maybe they're trying for an all-in on 13, especially against Choke, who's actually doing really good here already.
Now the game is gonna be very interesting if they don't die.
Yeah, they don't die.
They don't, yeah. Choke on you did actually very, very well here, holding most of the send. I mean, it has been 600 cent almost for him and 660 cent for Shadow. Quite large sense. The King's just, it's insane how strong the King is after recent buffs. It's a real monster.
It's a really good setup for 13, 14, 15, 16 with Spyros maybe, so it's gonna be hard to lick them. Also,
look at what's happening. We have Chokonyu and Shadowwings. They're staying overvalued. They want to go for the long game, obviously, because Shadowwings does have this castle. They know Cyajin's out of the game. And on the other side, we see King Dance and Cyajin. They're pushing a bit more. King pushing a lot, actually, because they know they want to end this game rather early than late. I mean, probably the Lizard Army gives some reasoning towards overbuilding here for Shadow and Choke as well.
Yeah, so they don't die to resend.
Yeah.
Because the resend could be pretty big from King Dance here.
Yeah, that's true. Could be a 400 resend, which is very scary actually in the spot. But what do we see now?
It's a bit of a tricky spot again for Shadow and Choke now because, well, King has Kingpins and a gun. He didn't upgrade the gun, so, well, Kingpins and guns sound bad on 15, but he now adds a lot of badgers, he adds a lot of Orchids, and he doesn't even have to upgrade the other Kingpin or the gun, so he can be very strong on 15. And also, Cyajin has already a Phoenix for wave 15, but on the other hand, they are probably also feeling a bit forced to protect themselves once again. It might be possible to go and risk wave 16, but it sounds very risky because right now they are barely on value, and next wave, you know, they are gonna be like 300 under value. So if a big send is coming with 33% HP, it's just super risky to shift Mythium there.
That's true. I mean, we'll have King being able to send another 600 on wave 15, so Shadowwings, who's not having the best setup. Yeah, it could be rough, as you mentioned, and this will lead into Shadow and Choke sending as well here, 15, everybody going for the Shamans. Ah, Shadow doesn't.
Yeah, for us, you just want to kill the Phoenix, I guess.
Yeah, not having the money or the Mythium to afford a Shaman here as well.
Yeah, that's so. But King Dance is looking pretty solid now with his build. He was looking not that strong on the 11, 12, but he's just full building for 15. One Kingpin though, but his value is pretty decent.
Full boost right there. So King really not looking great on 16, especially at the moment. Even 17 isn't perfect for him, while he's still able to overvalue build cannons, and he does have Mudman as well for later on. So maybe 17 hard push against King could work out as Choke and Shadow survive, or they will have to go for the very, very long game, maybe till 19.
I can see them surviving here, I think. There's a ton of steeds, and the Adventurer is gonna have a lot of mana. On the other hand, side, we have Choke with Boar and Doomsday and Archer and an Iron Scale, so shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. And then later on, I think in terms of roles, it's looking nicer again than it was looking in the mid game because King has still the Berserker for very late waves, but he's not that insanely strong anymore, which he was between wave 9 and 14, 15.
Yeah, I think Chokonyu has probably the best role here with the Doomsday Boar. Elite Archer, I think he has potential to cover every single wave, but we do have Cyajin with Halo, Starcaller Steed. And this is actually the build you would like to go for 20, right? I mean, Saiyajin is hardcore out of the game, but he does have this one combo, which is very, very likely gonna make him survive 20. Just get a lot of Pegasus, maybe get some more Green Devil, and then I actually see him doing very well in 20.
This was some late push on Joke. They was hesitating if they wanna go 17 or no, I think.
But why is Shadow not pushing them?
He didn't push anything, yeah.
It's strange.
He probably feels like he don't need to push versus Sajin because he's looking so bad on 17.
Likely.
But I will still like to push a bit because with 16 workers you don't get too much Mythium.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, what is this gonna be for Shadowing? So 340 then maybe? So that's not too much, even though Saiyajin isn't looking great, but they have to finish here, right? But
Saya is making sure that they can send a little bit more on 17. Or is he? Nice. He's good. He's good.
Oh, there's still a Star Caller. I thought it's a Dark Mage, but obviously.
He's making sure on the right side.
Alright. So someone makes sure.
Well, but actually that's perfect for them, right? Because now they get more time. Shadowwings is able to send a bit more, and they now force King and Saiyajin to send on this wave, while Choco and Yuhi does have this Doomsday, he does have the Red Eyes, and that is just still a very insane combo for wave 17.
Wait, they didn't send?
What?
I mean,
that's a bait. That's a bait because Choke is so strong here, right? He has Red Eyes double bore, I hope. Doomsday. Well, Choke should hold for sure.
Yeah, but still, like they were looking really weak on 17.
Yeah. Well, now what are they doing now? Like 19, kinda, right? Or maybe they try 18 because Saiyajin is probably not able to hold 18 because of his value, and King probably is full de-hardened. Oh, King's not hardening. Okay.
Impressive call to not harden there, to be honest.
Yeah. 100% agree. Very risky.
He's on value.
I think King was just confident enough to hold here. Yeah, Choke holding, but not with a lot of value left. At least, I mean, not with a lot of good value left. You just still have a lot of Zeus, but they are not the best for wave 17.
I think this was really risky from them to not send. Like, imagine if Sajin just suicide and just lick Choke. Like, it was so close, and they will be dead.
But I really do like the call because they were leaking, right? So they kind of forced King and Saiyajin to send here, and now they have this insane lead. I mean, just have to mention the 700 plus Mythium from Choke and Shadow from Choke, and now there's gonna be the panic resends, and since they look quite decent on this wave 18, right? They seem to for sure have the prior here.
Yeah, I mean, after the fail send on 17, they are in driving seat for sure. But I think it was really risky. But it paid off.
It is risky, yeah, for sure. I 100% agree. But I like it now. I really like it. And I'm quite sure that actually now Choke and Shadow are favored to take the game. The first match.
Game is already over, dude. You're so conservative, but yeah, the game is over. Very well done. To be honest, I agree with Adamis. This hard push into safe on 17 was a pretty ballsy call.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you can also you can already say that it's very unlikely that Saiyajin would full push into a or Doomsday comp for a wave 17.
Wait a minute. First of all, they have to survive here, right? And we have Choke leaking 2 creeps. What about... Okay, Shadow's holding. Never mind. And Choke even giving some BM gold to their opponents. 50 gold, that's nothing for them. Coming in for the double shame, and there's still 400 Mythium left over.
I think Kingdoms had 24 workers on wave 12.
Yeah, he pushed after 12, he pushed 24 workers, and well, since then, he hasn't been pushing. I think they actually wanted to overvalue and then hold on 17, right? But since Choke leaked then, they probably feared there's a suicide happening. So I think they made sure that, well, they don't die on 17 and match Descent, but Descent didn't come.
Let's see.
I mean, what are they gonna do, right? Cyanogen just way too far out, 1.2k value behind. King Dun's even 1k value behind, and he de-hardened so many golems last wave. Let's see how this turns out. Cyanogen leaking almost all. What about King?
Yeah. Just no chance to up.
I mean, sure. If they somehow would have survived till 20, I'm quite sure that actually Cyanogen would have found the way back into the game with his insane role. But like this, very risky, but very well executed with the full push on 16 into a small bait leak.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Fiesta. Even they know he's playing Fiesta and it's still working out. It's very impressive. Let's see if Joke is gonna pick Fiesta. Cash out.
Well, yeah.
Well, Cash out can be pretty strong if they snail him and he finds some 6-worker opener.
King and Saya didn't decide yet.
Well, Cyanogen is having greed. You can see it. It seems like my stream is down. Sorry for you guys. Hope it's back up soon. King playing Fiesta. Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. And Shadow's still waiting. He's playing Cartel. Nice. Let's go.
4 different spells once more.
That's really nice, and I really do like the Cartel in this game, because Choke and Shadow Wings, they both have potential to play for some nice early games.
Well, I gotta be honest, I kinda hate Cartel on Shadow Wings, but I'm again happy to get proven wrong. I don't know Shadow for scaling great into the late game, and when I see him pick Cartel, it sounds like he's already out of the game on wave 12 or 13, but let's see.
Well, what will we see? We have Shadow Wings. I love Shadow's role, by the way. It's quite push, for the early game at least. Late game is awful. Early game, nice.
Holy moly, this early game, like, we see double Windhawk leaking, and then we have also Bone Crusher.
That's gonna be fat. That's gonna be a fat game, and now I like the Cartel more again.
It might be fat, or it might be pretty quick one.
Very quick one, yeah. Nah, not with the new King.
No.
I mean,
we have Choke and Shadow already investing 1 King up, so they're fine. They're fine till 10.
This is the investment for sure.
Okay, I gotta say, holy moly, King and Saya really have a great time with their roles now, because King he even had the consort or the Windhawk, so he could decide which of the 2 best Fiesta openers he wants to do, and he has the 2 fantastic scaling late game units, which is the Ocean Templar with the gates. He even has the option to put a magician on them later on, or a vampire, so he has great late game, great Fiesta leaks, and then fantastic scaling, while on the other hand side, Cyanogen's early game is perfect to cover, perfect for long waves, and also perfect even to collect some more stacks with the anglers that he has on top to his Crusher Green double combo. So yeah, their roles are just fantastic for their game plan, I think.
And I think on top of all this you mentioned, King has this wonderful scaling, and he does have 3 different tier 1 units, so he's really making sure to have this little bit of gold he can spend and make sure that he's gonna leak in the early game. So I think he does really have the potential to use Fiesta to the maximum.
That is a really good Fiesta roll, holy moly.
I mean, on 10, he might still struggling, right? Maybe he needs the double veteran booster or something, but apart from this, he's
You can just
really...
take +4. You can take +4 and Sajin can have like 2 kingpins on 10 if he really wants to have it.
Well, unsure if he's gonna get 2 kingpin up until then, since he's not really trying to get them out.
And it's gonna be plenty of time. It's the slow waves. Like with the new angler, you can just put it on 7 and you can collect so many stacks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
for your second kingpin.
You can actually make sure to have the angler full stack after wave 3, if you just make sure it's surviving and not dying immediately.
I wonder if they know that King is playing Fiesta or no.
That's actually a good call, because Windhog on wave 1 is still something you can go for, right? Especially with not sending to just get out the 40. It's a play you would like to go for in a lot of cases. So yeah, it would be interesting to know. But Choke on You, 8 workers, and he was showing a very high push performance as well. The last series where they played against Toykan and KitK, he was actually able to push so much with his cash out, and I think as you're able to get those worker leads with cash out, you can really play the spell to a maximum where you're spiking in the early game and you could just carry the game like this.
He's not looking like good cover.
No.
Did Adames, do you think Sayajin griefed here?
No, he does not have a Tempest, so...
With Tempest he could grieve even harder now. But what I wanted to say is he looked vulnerable against Dragon Turtles, so it's already risky to upgrade the Green Devil, and he even sold the split to upgrade the Green Devil, which made his Crusher just instantly die because it's just a single front unit. So I think he really did a big mistake with his building decision here.
Yeah.
Should have gone for some archers, and with the spare gold, even Anglers or Bone Warriors probably better than selling the split.
I mean, Likin with 400 value, 77% versus incomes, and is kinda trolling already.
Yeah. It's almost as bad as leaking 93% with being on value, right?
Sure, they're talking a lot.
Well, we have to mention now there's big sense on Choke and Shadow Wings. At least for Shadow Wings, but he is on decent value, so nothing too special happening. He probably holding, so a bit of a waste for Sayajin sending a Hermit here. And look at this, Choke on You, 4 workers over Sayajin, leading by a lot.
He got 8 workers unpunished, and he got
11.
Stand on 5, so he pushed. He can now, full push, and even like whatever, like you leak on 7, but
this
that's
is
fine.
crazy. This lead is
getting the income
crazy.
sent, so he's not even getting punished.
Like,
King is
just look at this.
feeding.
They have a 6 worker lead, and they have 100 plus Mythium each. So they have the full pressure, and they have such an insane worker lead. It is crazy, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, and the same thing that happened in the previous game might just happen again. Sayajin chilling on 6 workers and is still gonna leak pretty bad on wave 7, I think.
No.
He, like, Choke on You can send Brutes here. Probably 3 Brutes is gonna be his choice.
No.
Or he can go Mimic, but I think Brutes are the choice against the Kingpin.
Sleek.
Or against the potential Kingpin. And then, yeah, well, Shadow Wings also has a shit ton of Mythium saved up, and King is also being on 7.
And this league is just so great for them. Once again, King just going for the income, leaking Choke on You, and he was on 11 worker. That's so much time for them, and this is so massive.
Oh. 81 stacks on the Bounty Hunter. Let's
I mean,
see.
you have to do it, right? There's
Yes,
no
yeah,
chance.
but the friends are just too friendly against the Kingpin.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, no skin? No. Yikes.
No friendly skins.
Oh, King, he's still struggling where to put the veteran that he wants to boost. I mean, he does have a lot of value, right? King Duns, he's actually only 85 under. But still, there's a pack leader coming. If he's sniping the pack leader, fine, he's probably holding. If he doesn't snipe the pack leader, which is a lot more likely, it's a big league for King as well.
It's definitely big league. His Arcane unit is just chilling.
Yeah, if he's sniping the pack leader with a veteran though, immediately, it would have been fine, I think. But like this, no chance. Oh, the Green Devil. Oh no, the Green Devil is not tanking.
Yeah, and it's again the problem that he doesn't have a proper split. Same problem once again. He really needs the Green Devil to die before the Kingpin in that case.
If that happens, he's clearing Harvard. Yeah, but who cares if Choke is leaking here, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's just not punished. He's just freely pushing, and he can snowball so hard.
And what I wonder about, we saw Choke leak, right? Because King was actually sending a Brute here. And I do not really see the reasoning behind this Brute, because you do not really want to force another long wave in case they still keep the same, right?
Oh, wow, I'm very impressed by Choke and Shadow Wings right now. I have to say, even small things like what's happening right now. Choke got a send last wave, and he did not push any of it because he knows a resend is very likely with his bad units and with the long wave 7. So he just gets the gate now. He is getting the resend by King, and after that he can snowball even harder.
Yeah, and Shadow's really looking bad on 8 as well, right?
Yeah. The Aquas.
Aqua and Badger are so bad on 8.
And what do you think Joke and Shadow is gonna do? They should probably aim for finish the game somewhere.
I think they can do whatever now. Probably 10. Finish there. I mean,
we can be in pretty good spot later on. Like he is nice income lead, and Shadow gonna suffer from cartel.
But premise the following: King is actually sending every wave income, right?
Yeah.
He knows that he's in the leading position where he has to carry the game later on. But who's gonna cover him on 10, right? You mentioned it before. Go for the double Kingpin on Cyajin, but 2 Kingpins with like 80 stacks and 75 stacks are not gonna do too much. That's not enough damage. The sand is gonna be big enough to break through that, and I don't know if that's gonna be enough for Cyajin to cover himself and King especially.
But if you look at the King value, he's gonna be on a really big one, I think.
Yeah, but
it's already 1200.
But boosted veteran is his only source of damage on next wave. He did reroll now, having the APS, so there's still no damage unit for King. I think if they go 10, they just are dead. I don't really see them hold.
Not sure. Double Kingpin is pretty hard to league on wave 10.
Yeah, but Cyajin is gonna get a 320 cent. Ogre Brutes? Okay.
They are probably aiming maybe 11.
Yeah.
Alright. Because Joke is full pushing. It's 17 workers already. He can destroy Cyajin maybe.
11. Well, on 11 you at least have the Vampire, right? Which could give a bit for Cyajin. Vampire on the Antler to hold a bit more. King Dun's hardening, boosting here. That's what I thought. He's fearing for the 10 cent.
Yeah. It was very likely that they get the 10 cents, so I can understand why he did it. But I also think, on the other hand, the Harden was sort of a win condition on 11, or a survive condition, because with the gates and then with Harden Mudman, he would have a chance to hold very big on 11. But now I think the chance is gone.
And then there's no real defensive spell, right? You would aim for. There's no gold you can get. There's no Titan that gives you some sort of HP or a Divine Blessing, while there's still an offensive spell, so everything is going towards Choke and Shadow's favor.
Yeah.
And to Arcas on joke on you, he's just pushing, he's just going for the final blow here.
Yeah, they're playing this so well right now, right? They've always timed the leaks perfectly. Choke was leaking a bit, Shadow was covering, vice versa. They were sending on the right waves to get those bigger leaks. They were saving on waves where they didn't need to and just take King's income sense and live like this. Like, they were playing this so well. And now King, he has to go for the Magician just to get some steeds getting buffed. He wants the Gate and the Violet to maybe get out another summon before they die.
Holding all it.
Yeah, the sense are too big.
I mean, their values are great, right? We have 1.9 almost on King, we have 1.8 on Cyajin, but their units aren't the best for it. We have Cyajin, he even plays 2 Anglers. I think just go for another Infiltrator and boost it would at least increase your damage a bit.
King.
But King got a lot of income.
It looks so good. King, I have to disagree, by the way, with you, Bonny. King is looking very, very strong here with Gate and Mudman and Steeds and now Violet. Oh my god, he's pulling off the hold.
No.
But it's not going enough. Look at don't look at the teammates lane. Don't.
I already saw it.
Okay, he even looks at Drake.
I mean, King getting so much income even, I think. Do you think the Drakes are great here? I think just go for tanks, right?
Yeah, I think the tanks are also better
that's it.
to delay the Violet spells on the wave.
Well, this Cyajin just leaked way too much. Kingdom's not able to hold. He leaked the Half-Life Drake, and since they lost too much HP early on, they just die. And this is a 2-0 for Shadow and Choke, and they were able to win 4 games today in a row. They're on fire.
Yeah.
I have to say they played really, really good. What I saw last time, it was not that good, but this showing was really, really strong from them in both games.